Alright guys, Paul back here again for another replica belt review, and yeah, it's not the best belt, but I figured I would review it. I was asked to review it. Might as well look into it. So today we're going to be looking in depth at the WWE Divas belt. Yeah, let's take a look at this. The Divas belt. This is the adult-sized version of this replica belt. It is the network logo version of this replica. There was, of course, the original scratch logo version, which personally I think is a little bit better looking belt. The side plates on that version are a lot nicer, but that one is, weirdly, it's very rare and far more expensive than I think anyone should ever pay for a Divas belt. But yeah, this is the version that is currently available on WWE Shop and WWE Euro Shop. It's a decent belt, to be honest. Just right off the bat, it's not bad. It's got a lot of depth to the plates. I'm actually fairly impressed with the detail on this. It's got imitation stacked plates. We'll give a little bit of a look at the strap. So the strap is not good. It's one of those sewn on snapbox straps as the old style, so the flexibility, you can see I've still got the blue tape there over the snaps, but because of the sewn on snap boxes, the flexibility in this is going to be pretty much non-existent, and even then between the plates there's not much there, unfortunately. As far as the strap goes, it is a pretty standard style 2x8 snap box here on the left hand side, the male side, silver snaps to match the plates. The cut of the leather is pretty incredible on this belt. That's one of the few favourite things about this belt, in my opinion, is this crazy cut of the leather, because it goes up, then down, and back up, then down and up, and it's kind of ridiculous. It follows the shape of the plates, but the shape of the plates is just weird. Right, continuing around the strap, as we move to the right hand side, we of course have a 2x5 female snap box on this side. Similar sewn on snap box. We've got the Jamar style tooling around it there. And of course, it's quite nice actually. I've not seen this used on any other replica belt. I can actually, the NWA Domed Globe, the Figures Inc. version, I think I unboxed one of those ages ago in a 5-belt unboxing. I believe that has the same kind of floral X weave pattern. I don't know the best way to describe this, and I can't remember what the actual leather tool's called. I've got it, it's over there actually, but yeah, it looks actually really good. I like it. It is, of course, one of those stitched border straps as well. So this is it is an older replica belt. It's not like the brand new 2019-2021 run. So we'll talk about the plates now, and like I mentioned, this is the network logo version. So it does have this kind of black and pink floral design behind the logo, and that's kind of the part I don't like about these side plates. Like I mentioned, the WWE version is different to this. I'll show photos of the side plates, and personally the side plates on those, in my opinion, are so much nicer because they look purpose designed to match the center plate. They've kind of got this the raised bits of nickel just etching in the design, and in my opinion it looks better than all this black paint. I know there's black paint on the champion banner at the bottom and obviously the logo, but in my opinion just the black paint on the side plates just, it looks out of place, I think. That being said though, the detail on these plates is actually really good. It does have the 5mm thick plates, and that texture around the border is pretty cool actually. It's etched really well, the detail on it's really nice. You can hopefully hear my finger just running across it there, but regardless, the detail on it's really good. It's the plates are etched nicely, there's nice depth to it, the stones look alright. Obviously they are plastic simulated stones, and yeah, my only problem is kind of the lot of black paint on the side plates. I'm not a fan of that. But onto the main portion of this belt. I should say the side plates are just mirrored, so I'm not going to really go into too much detail there, but the center plate, like I mentioned, this thing is impressive. It's completely flat, all three plates are, so there's actually zero curve at all in these plates. It's very similar to the spinner belts. Those obviously, because they have to spin, they're completely flat plates, but I don't think there is actually another replica that has a completely flat plate, unless I'm just forgetting. But the Divas belt, the replica is made completely flat, which is a little bit disappointing. I always seem to remember the one on TV had at one point quite a big curve. I can't remember if it was every version of the Divas belt, but I seem to remember it might have been when Eve Torres held that belt. I think that was a bigger version of the belt as well, or it might have just been because she was quite small that the belt looked bigger, but the curve on that belt, I seem to remember, looked a lot better. And yeah, this is often the case with replica belts though, isn't it? That with a good curve, the replica would look significantly better, and I actually think that would be the case with this. The flat plate, I mean, for a display piece it's fine, but with a decent curve, I think this would be greatly improved. That being said, the plates on this are actually really impressive. We've got a base layer of 5mm thick plates, and then the kind of inner butterfly shape that is outlined with these pink stones, that is raised up another 5mm. So the main portion of this belt is about 10mm thick, which is pretty insane actually. The weight of the belt is actually really quite good as well. I'll take the plates off shortly so we can see the back of these, but yeah, the detail on the plates is actually fantastic. Like, the depth of this etching, as you can see here, the kind of, I don't know if floral etching is the best way to describe it, but yeah, all the detail on it looks really good. This kind of pink epoxy paint that goes around the stones. I have no issue with the way this belt is constructed. It actually looks really nice, to be honest. I think restoning this belt would be a little bit difficult because in a lot of cases this white and this pink epoxy paint, it's touching the simulated stones, so yeah, I don't know if I've seen any restone versions of this, but when you're restoning, I would assume there's a risk of the paint actually flaking off, and yeah, that would be a little bit concerning on this belt for me. I've just thought of that now. Just lastly, before we flip the belt over and take the plates off, the nameplate on this belt, it unscrews from the front, which for some reason only the Attitude Women's belt, the Divas, and the WWE Spinner / Rated R Spinner do. Whereas every other one just has to unscrew from the back. It's strange, but it's the way they make these belts. But yeah, really impressive plates. But I should mention as well, you can see the butterfly, the top of the butterfly wings hanging over the edge of the leather. That's similar to the Winged Eagle, and it's probably the last time I will compare this belt to the Winged Eagle, but I like the idea there, the edge of the eagle wings, and in this case the butterfly wings hanging over the edge of the strap. It's a cool look. Right, we will flip this belt over and take a look at the rear of the belt there, and of course we got the official authentic WWE replica patch. It is a 2014 replica belt. Right, and we will just quickly unscrew these plates. Okay, so we've unscrewed the center plate and one of the side plates, and just before I flip it back over, you can see the back of the plate there hanging over the edge of the strap, and personally I think it looks pretty cool. Let's just take the strap off the plate, put that to the side for now. Yeah, okay, so this is actually quite cool, to be honest. I didn't realise. Okay, so starting off with the side plates, of course these are casted plates, so there is an element of hollowness, which I know bothers so many people for completely made up reasons, but yep, so we've got the back of the plate here, so you can see the indentations of where all the stones go, and of course the screw posts there. Is what it is. Is there much to say about that? Probably not. The inside of the center plate though, that's quite interesting. So you can see, like I mentioned, the inner butterfly shape was raised up another 5mm. So similarly on the back, the inside of that is cut away 5mm, or it's hollow for 5mm. So the outline of, well, the outer section of the plate itself is actually completely solid. Like the part on the wings here, obviously because it hangs over the edge of the strap, so you want to keep it looking solid. That's completely solid, and pretty much just the inner butterfly is hollowed out a little bit, so you can see the back of the nameplate screws there, so that's the threaded parts that they screw into. So like I mentioned, it would be nice to see more replica belts unscrew from the front like the belts on TV, and I'm really not sure why they're not going that route with things like the Undisputed V2 or the Oval IC remakes, etc. It'd be nice to see that, but maybe wait and see. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all there is to say about this. This is actually a really nicely made belt. It surprised me a little bit. Like I knew it was a good quality belt. It's obviously a nicely casted belt. The flat plate is a little bit, yeah, it's not the best. With a curve, this thing would actually be pretty top tier. As far as the details go, it is a very good replica belt. I'm not gonna lie. Just because the design isn't the best, the quality of the replica is actually really impressive. So, right, I think that pretty much covers everything I wanted to talk about this belt. Overall, it's a replica that actually has impressed me more than I initially expected. I'll be honest, when I bought the belt, it was to do a re-leather, so I only needed the strap template, so I've never actually properly looked at the belt up close and kind of in detail, and the details on it are actually a lot better than I had expected or envisioned even. Really good quality belt. If you are in the market for a Divas replica, personally, like I mentioned earlier, I think the WWE scratch logo version is a better looking replica because of those side plates. These I don't like, to be honest. But these are selling pretty cheaply on pay-per-view sales on WWE Shop. So if you're interested in one, wait till there's a pay-per-view or a takeover. There'll be a sale on WWE Shop and pick one up then, because for what it is, it's a pretty decent replica. I like it. It's obviously a design that splits opinion, but if you like the design, I definitely recommend the belt. Okay, before we finish off this video, I just wanted to give a special shout out to my gold tier Patreons, including Big Nate and Chad Davis. If you are interested in becoming a Patreon, check out the link in the description box below. Over on the Patreon, I'm posting kind of behind the scenes things, how belts are made. I show videos of myself tooling straps, kind of just how I'm assembling things, and just kind of behind the scenes things. So if that sounds like something that interests you, and if you want to support this channel as we try grow it, please check out the Patreon and get involved. I would genuinely appreciate it. That being said, if you've enjoyed this video, subscribe to the channel and like the video. I would appreciate that. Yeah, cheers.
Yo, monkeys, it's me, DDP. And if you want to get one of the greatest belts made for you, go to Paulmartinbelts. That's right, sucker.